get on this stuff. We're good? We're recording everything? Okay. Welcome to our City Council work meeting for Wednesday, July 8th. Just looking ahead a little bit, we are going to try to get the work meeting early, try to go into close. That's kind of the goal right now. Work meeting closed, general.
We also have a CDRA.
And the CDRA. Okay. Is that for 7? Did we notice that?
6:30.
So we could go in there at 6:30. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Jackie. So we'll move in. Any other items on 1.1? Review of the agenda for now. Okay. 1.2 future agenda items. 1.3 council discussion of future citizen recognitions. We have 3 tonight, right?
If they
If
show
they come.
Yeah.
We'll know when we walk out there. It's,
Yeah.
We also
DECA
got
is
youth
planning
council,
on
so-
August
Okay.
11th. So German High School DECA.
Okay. So tonight's rugby, track.
Mayor, back to the future items. Do you want to talk about the potential September 30th meeting?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. We'll go back to that item real quick. Planning Commission has made a request. They want council feedback on some items, kind of objective goals. Is that kind of what I'm understanding from the
They want
council?
to have some priorities set out on what their priorities, and so we thought it would be best to align those with the strategic plan and make sure Planning Commission, City Council staff are all in alignment, so.
So just requesting Planning Commission, so I thought we could honor that and do a fifth. We don't do the fifth ones very often, so. Is everybody available on September
30th.
like 30th? I'm sure I.
That's
so
no
far out,
idea.
right? Yes.
I'll
Yes.
tell you.
I mean-
I'll tell you when the game schedules come out.
Right, seriously.
Mid-August.
I think we'll be fine to plan it, yeah.
Probably like an hour and a half max.
Yeah, we'll set a specific amount of time, so we're not just in an endless conversation.
We won't talk about any projects, just that one item.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I think we plan it and then, if we have stuff, we can plan accordingly. So I think we'll be okay. Okay, we'll go to 2.1 then, Southwest Athletic Complex Project Update. Wendy.
Just a presentation to come out that I just threw together because I forgot this was on the agenda today. But I've been living in athletic complex land for the last couple weeks, so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll get through it. We were asked just to bring back an update kind of where we're at and what's happening with the athletic complex. And so that's what we're doing. This is the current layout, 14 fields with a trailhead maintenance building, complex operations, lots of parking, 3 restrooms. And that's Jackson Park to the north there. What we've done for application purposes is we've broken the complex down into phases. Phase 1 consists of 5 fields, 3 restroom facilities, the maintenance and operation building, the complex operation building, and everything that you see that's not blurred out there. This was applied to with the recreation grant there that tells you exactly what's there, what's included in that phase. The projected budget for that phase is listed there. That's based on the engineer's estimate. About half the project budget build out. And we requested almost $25 million from the ZAP recreation grant. And then included our match in that grant as well. That $3,461,500 includes design and our feasibility study cost. Does not include the land cost.
Did we put the land in the
I did.
in the
It
grant
broke out
number?
separate, yeah.
I thought so. Okay.
And I based the land value, you can see it there, the 19 million. I based that on the acres that covered that phase, so. There's a pro forma, thanks to Nathan and Trevor on phase 1. That's, again, the 5 fields. This is phase 1A, which is significantly less. I've heard from several people that there's not going to be a lot of funding in the ZAP recreation grant, so we wanted to give some different options And this would be more of a Kickstarter project to hopefully energize investors and donations to the site. So we pared it down to 2 fields. A restroom facility, parking and infrastructure, much smaller. The projected budget for that phase is just over 12 million. Again, we asked for 10 million on this application and the same grant match. There's the pro forma for the 2 fields, assuming that we rent it at a 75% rate. And by that I mean use rate. And then, just because I was having fun writing grants for 2 weeks, at 11:30.
I hear there's an AI for that.
There is, and I used it. 11:30 on the day the grant was due, 11:30 at night, so I was feeling pretty good and tired. I decided to write a grant for the TRCC grant. This phase we're calling 1A+, because it's the 2 fields, the roadways, and the trailhead. And what I specifically asked for in the TRCC grant was money towards the trailhead. So I asked for $2.5 million. But that would only come if we get the ZAP recreation bond. So they're kind of dependent on each other. That kind of tells you what's there. That's the update. That's where we're at. We've met with some private investors. We've met with some potential partners. There's a lot of interest, but I think they just want to see something moving a little bit further along. I don't know, Mayor Nathan, you were in those meetings, if you...
And I think if, once activity starts, it'll be a different conversation. Thinking of the one group specifically, they were very interested in doing some sort of partner even.
So, yeah, they brought it up to me again last Monday. So they're talking about it. They're excited.
We are presenting Friday for the ZAP recreation bond. How many, do you remember how many are?
There's not a lot. They're presenting, I think there's like 12 presenting.
Okay. So we're presenting that on Friday, the phase 1 and phase 1A, and then eventually be presenting to the TRCC board as well, I would assume. I also put in a grant application to the TRCC board for the Butterfield's arena and event center design. So we'll see if we get funding for that. Just taking what we currently have and retrofitting it. So.
Is there any benefit to having any kind of council representation show up for that presentation?
I'll be there, Nathan will be there, John Nunley, who's worked tirelessly on this project, will be there. So we've got packets, we've got information, all day tomorrow I'm just gonna be laser focused.
Yeah. What time are you presenting?
10:30? Like
Yeah,
10:30.
10:45, something like that.
And I did do 2 sessions
Two
for each
different.
application, we'll see what they're gonna
Okay.
do.
So when you are like giving the
10:45
sales pitch for this, like, what do you tell people, like, top 3 reasons why we're doing this? Like, what's it in the nutshell?
The need, it frees up our public parks for our residents' use, economic development. I think those are my top 3.
It's
I
helpful.
think the need is a big one, right, in the southwest area. I think there's maybe, and Mayor would know better about this, there's kind of an acknowledgement that we're underserved out here, and so I think that's a big one. And then, right, our public parks are completely overrun with organized sports, so that helps with that. And then, yeah, the economic need, it's been interesting to me with some of the, like the municipalities, say county and others, they're very interested in the dollar, and that's the thing is when you look at that, they stand to make more from these things than we do.
How was that?
Our 0.5% is minuscule compared to what they do.
I see.
Yeah. So before we had that one meeting, I had kind of even blocked that out, hadn't even thought about it, and they brought it up, and it's like, yeah, we need to make that business proposition to them, because those dollar amounts escalate on the county and statewide scale from all of it, so. Yeah, I think it's good.
The other thing, I asked Shelley today to set up a meeting with South Jordan on that recreation district,
Yes.
the taxing district. Sandy and Draper have formed a taxing entity that gives them an extra percentage of sales tax on hotel stays. And now that we have hotels, it may be a benefit for us to look into that more. South Jordan had shot it down once. I don't know if you were there when they did that. But now their council's interested in it as well, and so if we form it together, we think there's good synergy there with what's happening in Daybreak and what's happening in Harriman, and with the hotels that are coming in, it'll be beneficial for both of us, I think, so.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And going back to ZAP, did I explain to everybody the percentages available from this bond? So it's a bond, still, even if we were approved by the committee, the board, this still has to go to the county council, and they've got, this has to go to the voters for about like, so we're trying to thread the needles in committee of, because there's about 96 million, 40% has to go to deferred maintenance, which a lot of people are concerned about that, honestly being in a bond, just flat out, that being in a bond, how do you take deferred maintenance to the voters? So I think that's a concern
And
already.
it's all Salt Lake County deferred maintenance, correct?
Yep, all county stuff, yep, so existing project parks. 51 million in sprinkler repairs needed throughout the county on their parks. It's just an insane number. And then
I hear there's a program called Flip the Strip.
they've got a lot of that. Yeah. And then there's 30% goes to continuing existing parks. So like Taylorville Regional isn't finished, they're saying, and Bingham Creek maybe isn't finished, and Dimpledale, there's a few, so
Wardle.
there's 30% in that area, and then there's 30% to new projects. Well, they kept saying over and over again, the new stuff, the county staff kept saying the new stuff has to be in the Southwest, like that's where the growth is, that's where there's a hole. But still, so that's great, but there's, that's 30 times, you're about 28 million, 29 million total in new projects, where we're asking for 25. The only real big one is a rec center in another city in this side of the valley. So I don't know where that would stand. There's some other smaller ones, $2 to $4 million ones. But, so I don't know where it stands. We'll see. We haven't had any interview. We interview everybody on Friday.
Yeah.
Doing all the interviews in one day, and then we've already decided on the other 40 and 30% buckets. We haven't, this is the last bucket. But then there's even some push from people to not approve as many new ones, because that just creates more deferred maintenance, more overhead from the county. But I think ours is a strong.
Ours doesn't.
Ours does.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
exactly-
That's what I said. I think that's why ours is
Yeah.
got a strong match. Not gonna create any more overhead for the county. I think ours is a strong application, so. We'll see.
I hope so.
We'll see where it goes.
Thank you for your hard work.
It was a team effort. We have a good team. John with the communications was very helpful, and like I said, John Nunley and Nathan and Trevor. So it's good.
Yeah, hats off to John Nunley. It's been fun to see him kind of grow into this
Yeah.
little new role. It's been fun to see him.
Yeah,
He's been great.
he's doing great.
Love it. Okay, any other questions from council? Okay, thank you, Wendy.
Do you need the clicker, Jackie?
We'll go to 2.2, discussion of the Thomas Butterfield Community Service Scholarship Program. Jackie.
So I just wanted to take a minute and kind of just do a council roundtable to make sure that the Thomas Butterfield Community Service Scholarship is meeting the vision and of the council, and if we needed to do any changes. We've been budgeting about $2,200. Up until 2026, all of the applications we're receiving, first place received 1,000, second place received 700, third was 500. Now we've just switched it to the committee can choose how those funds are allocated. We just want to make sure that this program is aligned with what the council would like. So if there's any changes that you guys feel like need to be brought forth, we would work to do those. If it's functioning as you want, that's great too.
Who comprises the committee?
So it's, by policy, it's 2 counselors and then an appointment for me, so I usually have Jackie do it. It was Counselor Basham and Counselor Epperson.
Tara, do you want to go first?
Sure. What I noticed this last round was the application should be updated. And then, like, there's a couple of long answers on the application, and you ask for an essay, and that's kind of confusing. I think we could just revamp that. I also think that Right now, the interview is worth more than the essay, like I personally think they should probably be evenly weighted. And then just more clarity in the application, and I think it would be wise to consider raising the scholarship amount too, because $2,200 isn't as much as it was 5 or 8 years ago, and.
Or 20 years ago when it started.
Yeah, so I think those would be things that I would like to see considered.
Okay. Would you like to see the essay be completely removed from the?
I think the essay is great, but I think there was confusion because the essay prompt was similar to the long answer prompt in
Yeah.
the application.
There was
Okay,
overlap.
kind of just combine that.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
can make it a lot more clear for people.
Speaking for any introverts that might be applying, the essay is great and be equally weighted with the interview.
Yeah.
So we saw that, like we had an applicant who was super strong but like did not interview well, and it was a little unfortunate to have to mark down in that area. So it kind of depends on like what kind of candidate are you looking for? Like when we're giving away this service scholarship, does it matter that they can interview well? Like should that be 10-15% of the weighted application? I mean, I'm just not so sure that it should be.
I agree. I wonder if the essay should be more.
It was the one I was doing a couple years ago, it's like service, you could write down you did service, there wasn't any accountability, there wasn't like any metric to measure that you, yeah, I helped in my church service, or I helped in the soup kitchen, like how is that verifiable? I mean, it's not a lot of money,
We did
but.
require some sort of verification on those hours by somebody.
Right, so they
Somebody
wrote down
signed
what
up.
they did, how many hours, and then it was signed by the person who, the application says city official, but like we gave them the opportunity, like if you volunteered with a nonprofit organization, that nonprofit leader could sign for the hours too. And talking to them, like it's pretty clear
It's
whether they
evident
did it
when
or
they
not,
did, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, I mean, how well they could talk about it and if they had a deliverable and, you know, like, so there's some accountability there now and I would be surprised with that.
I like all that. Yeah, I concur with all that.
And we can update it to make sure that whoever is over that project can say no, we need to update that.
I wonder if there's AI would probably help with, there's a range of like city scholarships that are comparable. If $1,000 still hits that mark, it may be fine. But I agree with you, college isn't getting any cheaper, so.
So the way we broke it down this time was 1,000 for first place and 600 for second and third, like they were tied. So, you just think about how much tuition costs.
Yeah.
They were, you know, around $5,000 a semester, so, I mean, it's good. I like the visibility that it gives our city when we go present at the high school. Like, I think that's nice to be able to give the award there and just talk about how our city prioritizes and emphasizes service, and so I think that's really neat. I mean, we talked about maybe changing something like that, and I think that's great.
We can just include to have it done here as well as at the awards.
I would like that, and I think we can notify them ourselves. I don't think we need to wait for.
The
schools.
policy now does, we do notify them before they actually get it
Okay.
in the, they get it in their
Award
schools.
ceremony.
Award ceremony, yes.
Great. Yeah, I know we kind of went back and forth with that a little bit, right? And so, but,
Do you have a recommendation on what you would like to see that budget at? Or are you just looking more for a recommendation on?
It's trickier because it's taxpayer dollars, right? So it's tricky, you want to find a balance. The $600 is,
I mean, that's
I would
gas
say-
money from school to home.
Well, if any of you have ever gone through that with your kids, I mean, there's a lot of those type of scholarships and you apply for them, you cobble them all together and,
Yeah.
I mean, it's taxpayer money, it's not our job to
no, I agree, that's what I said.
fund people's educations and things, but it's good to recognize, you know, kids that are involved in service in our community and things, so. All that to say, I don't know what the answer is.
We're not talking, I don't think we're talking more than another couple thousand max.
If,
Yeah. What is it now? Remind me again?
22. So I don't know if you went to 3 and.
one really great thing is this year we had lots of applicants. We talked about it more at youth council. I think communication got out the word really well too. So that was really nice compared to, I heard a couple other years that maybe just had like 2 or 3 or 1 applicant. So if you continue to have a good amount, then you could think about like a set for second and third. But the flexibility was nice for us this year.
The flexibility of the amount, I think,
Yeah.
is beneficial to the committee, just, you know, if somebody
Clearly
knocks it,
hands
just
down.
knocks it out of the park, or, you know, something, it gives, just gives some discretion there, so we're not, so whoever's on the committee's not locked in to a
But-
specific amount.
One thing I need to make sure we say though is I don't think there should be a 2-year window to collect the money. I think it should be like 3 months or something. And because that's just too
Yeah,
long
the only-
and doesn't mess with the budget, so.
Yeah, the only caveat is if they're going on a service mission, they can't.
It just gets deposited in their 529.
Okay,
And so that shouldn't matter.
Okay, good.
It kind of absolves us of
good.
like,
You may have to instruct people on how to do that, but they should be doing that
we
anyways.
do it for our youth council too. I mean, I think it's Angie or maybe you who asks like, this is what you do and how you do it if you don't have one already.
Yeah, it's not hard to set one up. They do have to initiate to go set up the 529 and then give us the information so we can get the funding there. Would you want to do the 3 months from like the application date or like the awarding date? Because that's where you would get into a different budget year if you do the end of May.
Well, I
Or-
don't think you can get it in by the end of the current fiscal year. That would be, I think, a lot to ask. It'd only be like 4 weeks or something.
And
6,
yeah,
6 weeks.
Well, it's much easier if we just put it there than have to track for a couple of years, or we used to do half and then half,
The
and
half
that
and
was
the
it.
half
That
was
doesn't
work.
extremely difficult, and then when we got personnel changes, it made it even more challenging.
Or if they come back a couple of years later, we're asking for it
we
and
had
scrabble a
several
little bit.
that were multi-years later. I mean, even 24 and 25 was from a 2021 award, so.
And that's the benefit of the 529 instead of sending it to an institution, right? And so, I don't know, it probably doesn't matter when it is as long as it's the same. Like if it always hits August 1st every year, then it doesn't matter.
We could put something in policy, like by
By a certain
December.
date, yeah, I was thinking by
Like,
a certain date.
if you award it in it, they have 6 months to
Yeah.
take it
Like,
to
and
the.
if they can't, they can't take it upon themselves to set up the account, which is really just a couple of steps online, then we give them the instructions then.
Yeah, 6 months.
I don't
Yeah,
feel-
no.
I'll make a recommend, we talked 3,000, what if we did 1,200, 1,000, and 800? That gets you through, and again, I'll look at you guys to,
I don't even know if you need to set that, maybe the first place you have to set, and then the ambiguity or the flexibility on the second, third.
I thought the flexibility for this was
Yeah, that's fine.
beneficial.
3,000 sounds great.
if you guys want to look at budget, see if there's that.
Have flexibility for the award.
We put 3,000 in the budget.
Oh, okay, so it is.
Perfect.
Good guess.
So
Somebody
good.
knew that.
So good.
We all should know that, but.
Good crystal ball.
Solved that, okay. Any other changes? Are you good with that? You like being at the school then to present it? You
Yeah.
did like that?
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
So do you want to put in the policy that we're gonna set first place to a certain amount?
No, if staff like, I mean, if you guys like the flexibility.
Do you need a message out, the scholarship up to a certain amount, or? Because if they're applying and they're like, oh, I might get
Yeah.
3,000.
I'll just say 3,000 is available.
We can,
Yeah,
we can put that as
Yes.
part of our messaging, that whatever that current budget is, maybe not set it in the policy, but when we do our messaging through communications, that we can say scholarships are available up to a certain
There
amount.
you go.
Like 1,500 or something.
But yeah, if you want to set a specific amount, that's fantastic as well.
I
I
like
think it's
the
good just to say up to,
Up
and
to.
then you have flexibility, because
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I like
they
that.
get 4
That's what we
whenever
did
you
this
want,
year.
yeah.
up to an amount and up to, divided amongst up to 3 winners.
I like that. Okay. You guys good with that? They were on the, Matt, Terry, you guys good with that? then?
Yep.
Okay.
I just have to say, it was really fun interviewing them all. It was cool to see the different things that they had done.
Okay. That brings us to the end of our work meeting tonight. So we will go ahead and go into close. We'll try to get that done by 6:30 then. That's the goal. We'll try to set a limit of 6:30 and then I think we can get to close by 6:30. And then, do CDRA at 6:30 and then we're going to 7. Okay, we'll look for a motion to go into close.
Make a motion to temporarily recess the city council meeting and go into closed session for the following purposes as provided by Utah State Code annotated 52-4-205 for strategy session to discuss pending or reasonable imminent litigation, strategy session to discuss the purchase, exchange, or lease of real property, or to discuss proposed development agreement, project proposal, or financing proposal related to the development of land owned by the city.
Okay, motion by Matt.
Do we include character competence?
Oh, yes, let's do that one tonight too. Yeah, we
The first one?
A.
And the discussion of character, professional competence, or physical or mental health of an individual.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Matt, second by Teddy. Go Matt.
Yes.
Teddy.
Yes.
Jared.
Yep.
Tara.
Yes.
And I'm out yes. We're going to close. That motion carries. We'll stay in here. We need council. We need Todd, Nathan, Blake, Wendy. I think that's